All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening out there in the world of YouTube. The time is now 12:43 in the morning here in Mexico, and I woke up today at 5 p.m. Didn't even get drunk last night, but I think I had like minor food poisoning or something. I don't know if the margarita was just not good or if the food fucked me up, but I think my body had to get used to the food or the water here again because I had fajitas yesterday and I had a margarita, and I woke up today feeling like shit. Like I almost was gonna puke everywhere. I felt like weak, physically weak. So I think I had mild food poisoning today, but I made it to the gym, well, to the park today, to the public park, where they have like literally blocks of concrete in this public park that's free. And so I worked out, lifting up heavy slabs of concrete today. It was one of those like caveman workouts, and I got to say, it's pretty awesome. You know, if you are somebody who exercises and lifts, you don't need to have a fancy gym membership, right? Like once you know how to lift weights, you can lift with anything, even gallon water jugs. Like if I had to work out with gallon water jugs, I could do a kick-ass workout with gallon water jugs at this point. Or if I had to do body weight routines, a lot of things you could do online, like Anabolic Aliens or Carolyn Gervin. They all have body weight programs for you to watch. So there's really no excuse. Hello to all my fans and viewers watching today. We got JP in the house. I see Robert Walters in the room. And you are the only two so far that have commented. So unfortunately, I cannot say hello to anybody else. But to everybody else watching this 1 a.m. stream, I told you guys I'm going to try to come on almost every day. And obviously today you saw that we were live from Buffalo, New York. I was not there. Tara was there. She was covering off for both of us. But as my beautiful T&A counterpart, we often share streams, especially when it's on the ground reporting, because ultimately her content is that good that we want to push it out to as many audiences as possible. So if you guys watched the Buffalo stream earlier today and you appreciated that on the ground content, then go to Polish American Brotherhood and give her a like. Make sure you're following her channel as well, because I just got to give her a massive shout out for allowing my channel to stream her content. But I'm here in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and Pride Week is about to start on Monday. So in 36 hours from now, it's going to be Pride Week out here. And I'm going to be doing a lot of content here within the gay community. I think it should be interesting. I might do an episode about what gays think about Joe Biden. I might do an episode about how many genders does the gay community think there are. I think that I have an opportunity now to really immerse myself in the LGBT community in a really unique way. You know, now you guys personally know that I'm a former liberal, and I've been to many pride parades. And back when I used to attend them, I was in full support of everything I was seeing, including grown men wearing dog costumes and puppy masks, and there were little kids present, and I did not have an issue with that because I was blinded by the Democrat message of we need to get people to accept, we need to get people to learn. I'm proud to report I have not seen any children here so far in Puerto Vallarta. It's been mostly almost all adults. So my views are if there's all adults, I don't care what anyone does. Right now I'm at an Airbnb. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. My hosts are gay guys. And I came home yesterday and one of them was just butt naked in the living room. And I saw some penis yesterday. I don't care. Whatever. It's his human body. Whatever. Today I came home and one of the guys was wearing leather pants and like leather overalls, suspenders. Like he looked like he was like a village boy, whatever that band was called. I don't care. They're adults. These guys are in their 20s, 30s, 40s. I have no idea how old they are. But they're not hurting anybody. They're having a good time. Let them. I don't give a shit. They did invite me to a few gay parties yesterday, but I didn't attend. However, I will be probably going with them this week to some events. And so you'll be seeing an interesting perspective on my channel this week coming up. And, just keep an open mind. And as long as there's no children involved or witnessing it, I'm totally cool with what adults do. That's just my perspective. So, all right. I hope you are enjoying your What are you having? You're having a drink instead of rum and Coke? You deserve that rum and Coke, and you deserve your cold Fosters. I hope that it's icy cold for you guys. All right, so let's get into some news stories. Today I'm going to pretty much wing it, but this is a pretty important one. And this one actually really upsets me, guys, because back when Trump was president, I didn't really care about politics for the first 3 years. But I remember everyone saying that Trump was owned by Russia. And I was always just like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Nor did I care. I didn't care. But I did believe that Trump was owned by Russia because that's what the mainstream media constantly reported. And then, as I did my research, as we've all done, I realized it was a hoax. I realized it was just a complete myth. And that's great. It's great that it's been confirmed. But the problem is you have so many Americans to this day that still think Trump is a Russian asset because they heard 3-4 years of that story. They've never seen the fact check or the correction. So we have a bunch of Americans who believe Trump is owned by Russia, even though the entire thing was just absolutely fake from start to finish. And Hillary Clinton knew about this the entire time. This is all made up stuff. I mean, this is really, in my opinion, this is a crime against the American people to lie, to make something up so much about a president and then have the mainstream media support you using fraudulent documents and fraudulent witnesses. That's the one thing about most negative stories about Trump. If you notice, a lot of times it's anonymous sources. Anonymous sources. It's like when they said that Trump called military fallen soldiers suckers and losers. It's like, okay, where's the video of it? Where's the audio recording? None. All anonymous sources, which means you could just make anything up and just claim anonymous sources. And then even the grab them by the blank story, Trump never said he actually did that. He was referring to groupies allow you to do things such as grab them by their. And he's absolutely right. Groupie girls will do almost anything for rich and powerful men. That's just reality. So when Trump said they'll let you do anything, grab them by, when you're talking about groupies, yes, that's what groupies allow. And everyone's like, oh, but to this day, oh, but Trump grabs. I'm like, yo, Tara Reid, how do you dismiss one guy that has police reports? We have a audio recording of the mother calling into Larry King, the same timeline, but then anonymous, and then you have a rhetorical comment made by Trump, and you're going to use that as like, those people are freaking nuts. These people are so nuts. It's really sad, but we have a lot of work to go through, and that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because number one, I was personally offended when I realized how much I was being lied to by the mainstream media. And it really motivated me to launch a YouTube channel and try to spread some truth out there. The second thing is I just hate that the Democratic Party acts like they own my vote because I'm a minority, because I'm Mexican. And I hate the fact that whenever I tell somebody I support Trump, they go, but you're Mexican. What, do you hate yourself? But what about the border wall? It's like, you guys, you fucking morons. What's more important, your nationality or your ethnicity? I'm going to say where you're from. Like, your nationality should shape you more than your skin color. Call me crazy, but I think the content of character and culture can overcome anything. I don't think that we're pre-programmed animals by any means. So, that's kind of why I do that. Now, today, I did see a Mexican guy wearing a Trump hat, Trump 2020. And if you guys look at my community page on YouTube, you'll see I took a selfie with him. And he told me straight up, he said he gets so much hate from fellow Mexicans that he's a Mexican wearing a Trump hat. He said, but he was able to look past the bullshit. And he said that Trump is not only a good man for America, he said, but for the world. He said that every country needs a leader like Trump. And he's absolutely right. I've also met a lot of women here today. Some of them were from Australia. Another girl I went out with tonight is Mexican, and all of them so far have been unvaccinated. And the girl tonight, she said that she, as a Mexican, was so heartbroken to see what happened to the U.S. She said because America is supposed to always stand for freedom and the right to choose. And she said watching America mandate this experiment, this thing, she said was heartbreaking because it made her feel like America jumped back centuries. She's like, you guys undid so much of your progress in the eyes of the world that we should have been the country to to remind everyone and enforce this is a choice. It's a choice that you should take the vaccine. You should do it because it's good for you. You should do it because it protects the community. You should do it. But if you don't want to, we understand. She said that's the approach they should have taken. And I agree with her. If they positioned it as here are some of the adverse effects, here is the data. We understand that there's some side effects, but overall, we still think it's a good thing for everyone to take. I bet they would have had more people willingly take it. They wouldn't have had it done it by force. So she was absolutely right that it's a disgrace what happened to this country just from an ideological level. It's very disappointing to see. And to me, as a world traveler, knowing that people look to America as the country of choice and we're completely abandoning that is pretty sad. It's supposed to be land of the free, home of the brave. All I know is I did not get anything, and I took it twice to the face. That's brave. I'm sorry, that's brave. But I also prepared my body for it. I took my vitamins, which you could actually see on the counter behind me. I don't know if you guys can see all the vitamins behind the chair. A whole stack of vitamins over there. So, all right, let's go back to some articles that I wanted to pull up for you guys. This is another good one. I was a pro-choice advocate for many, many years in my lifetime. And, for those of you who tune into my channel often, you're going to hear a lot of the same stories over and over and over again. That's just the nature of being a YouTuber. There's only so many things we could say. But when I impregnated a girl in 2017 and she told me that she was pregnant with my baby, my brain completely switched from pro-choice to pro-life. That one thing really just flipped the switch in my head. And so I am now pro-life. And I'm not pro-life because of religious reasons. I'm just pro-life because it makes sense. Like, I understand that there could be issues in the foster system. I understand that, not every mother or father can be prepared for a child or has the money and the means. I get all that. And I do think that we need to provide more support for people that have parents, have kids, especially women that are raped, for example. We should have a better setup for them where they can have the kid and still, survive and thrive. But the one solution should not be to kill the child. I mean, that's just bizarre to me that we even ever got there. It's really a disgrace that you have half the country fighting for the right to kill children. That's essentially what it is. They sugarcoat it and say the right to choose, the right to choose. They make it sound like something so positive sounding, the right to choose, but they've reduced an actual human life to a choice, and that's so fucking warped. Because if you kill turtle eggs on a beach, you go to jail, you get fined. So why is there a bigger punishment for killing turtle eggs on a beach than there are to kill a fellow human? It's fucking bizarre. But anyway, I am all pro-life now, and I'm happy to see this happening. I think that more religious people have to speak out against those who claim to be religious but have these kind of views. So as you guys probably saw, Pelosi's been banned from receiving communion in San Francisco Archdiocese. How does that how you pronounce the word? I'm not a Catholic or Christian, so I hope I got that right. Over her position on abortion. So he says it right here. I would have no choice but to make a declaration in keeping with Canon 915 that you are not to be admitted to the Holy Communion. I mean, that hurts. Somebody of Nancy Pelosi's age who, she's in her 80s and she's already well above the average life expectancy in this country. Unfortunately, her time is most likely coming to an end. That's just the sad reality of just the way we're biologically wired. And knowing that at this end stages of her life, being told that she cannot be, allowed into this religious belief, whatever it is, that's got to be a pretty hard pill to swallow for her or anybody. He told her that she is allowed to, apologize for her sins and speak out against abortion. And so we'll see if she does that. But if she does that, she'll be losing a lot of liberal Democratic support. That's the thing. She's kind of put herself to that pigeonhole. So it's very difficult for me to look at any Catholic or Christian who's pro-choice. Like, you can't take that person as seriously about the religion. You know what I'm saying? You really have to be a pro-lifer if you're going to abide by or claim to abide by these religions. So I want to see more of this. I want to see more religious figures holding the politicians' feet to the fire. I think that's a great thing to be doing. All right, I got more stuff for you guys. This is an update on baby formula. 2 women are fighting over baby formula on the shelves of Target in Massachusetts. Let's go watch this video together.
You have a whole car. Look at this. Look at all this. Look at the shelves. You don't think I need it for my baby too?
You think I know you come and you get this one before?
You just cleared the whole shelves of all of this formula.
If you saw it, you take that because I'm paying for it.
And I'm not paying for it? I have a child at home to feed, and you just cleared the whole.
Say, oh, can you share with me or something like that? Because I saw it here, I'm buying. I don't know. You come after me. I say, oh, I want to take that.
Because I'm waiting patiently. Was I not waiting patiently?
I don't know. You get this.
But still, this is the whole reason why there's a formula shortage. You take all the formula off the shelf and buy it all at once.
You come after me. I don't know. You get this one.
It doesn't matter. I'm saying this is the whole reason why there's a formula shortage. You come and you buy all the formula at once. And there's kids who need formula today who won't be able to get it because you just bought it to stock up. That's not your problem, right?
Damn. So people, I guess, are fighting under baby formula shortage. And, you could read about all the excuses why this is happening. There was a contaminated factory or something. This has never happened before. And the fact that all these things are happening at the same time is suspicious. There is a conspiracy theory out there. YouTube, I will acknowledge, this is a conspiracy theory that the powers that be are creating this shortage to force vaccinated mothers to breastfeed their child to pass on the antibodies. That's a conspiracy theory that I've heard. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. I have no freaking idea. That's why it's called a conspiracy theory. But yeah, that's what's going on right now in this country is people are now fighting for baby formula. Somebody asked me recently, do you think we're in a war? And I look at two factors. And three really. The first one is that we're sending $50 billion over to Ukraine, who is actively in a war. And by us funding Ukraine, we're extending the war. So we're in a war by proxy. That's the reality. The second thing is Joe Biden just executed the Defense Production Act, DPA, which is a wartime act. So if you're using wartime acts, then one can only deduce that we are in a war. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is the price of oil. I feel like I could be wrong here, but I think doesn't oil go up during wars? And that's basically what's happening here. So we're in a war in America. We're just unfortunately, first of all, this war needs to end. That's my stance. It needs to end. I know that people have mixed opinions and theories on what Putin's doing, who the good guy is. To be honest, I don't really care. War is bad. I'm anti-violence. I'm anti-war. I hate warmongers. I don't like the fact that there's civilians' lives lost. It's heartbreaking shit. And all it is humans hurting other humans, no matter what side you're on. So I want this war to end because we got to move on. It's just, how are we still doing this stuff when it's 2022? We're supposed to be like an advanced species where we should be able to diplomatically figure shit out. And instead, we're just bombing and destroying each other's freaking cities. It's so stupid. We spent all these years and resources building up cities and then just to blow them down. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. So I hope we get out of this war as soon as possible. This is a dope tweet from the president of El Salvador. He says the most powerful country in the world is falling so fast that it makes you rethink what are the real reasons. Something so big and powerful can't be destroyed so quickly unless the enemy comes from within. And, I tell a lot of people, I talk about the inflation and I say, Joe Biden's inflation, Bidenflation. And a lot of people will say to me, but don't you know that it's a global problem? Don't you know that everybody in the world is going through this right now? And I'm just like, that is true, but who do you think all these countries take the lead from? Like, we are the number one country in terms of GDP. What happens in America, the rest of the world follows suit, generally speaking. What happens here affects the world probably more than any other country. I mean, look at how much havoc Ukraine and Russia are causing. Can you imagine if it was U.S. like directly involved? Just think about that. So, I'm happy that we're not as more involved than we already are. But the bottom line is America is a leader in the world. And when we have no control over gas prices, when we can't strong arm other countries to work together, we're fucked. And that's it. That's where we're at right now. We're in a bad spot. And this president of El Salvador is based patriot. All right. Bill Mayer is continuing his red pill journey, which is make me, happy to see. He's definitely late to the curve. Like, he's behind the times by a couple of months, but regardless, he's becoming an ally. And I'm gonna have us watch this for the first time together. Oh no, that's way too long. It's freaking 9 minutes long. See, look at his question. If the spike in trans children is all biological, why is it regional? Either Ohio is shaming them or California is creating them. I mean, that's pretty much it right there. This is, a lot of people say, oh, people are more comfortable now in 2022 to come out and be who they are. I do agree that definitely has an impact within reason. However, I don't think when we're seeing 40, 50% increases, or we're seeing schools where 50% of the kids identify as non-binary, that's not biology. Like, that's just like these young kids have been indoctrinated in believing this. These young kids believe anything when their brains are malleable and easy to just that's why it's called grooming, and that's why the bar for grooming kids is so low. A lot of times people say teaching kids about sexuality isn't grooming. Well, when a kid believes in Santa Claus, yes, the bar for grooming is extremely low. If I see a little kid, like a young boy, and I say to him, you'd probably look really good in a dress, and he puts a dress on, and I'm like, wow, that looks amazing. That's grooming, because the kid doesn't know any better. But if I go to a 25-year-old, like my friend Mike or whatever, and I say, yo, Mike, put this dress on, and he's like, yo, come on, bro. And I'm like, just do it. It'll be funny. And he does it. And I go, you look great. He's not going to be like, what? To a degree, he still might be like, wow, this feels really good to be complimented like this. But ultimately, he's going to be a little bit more firmer in his belief in his identity and who he is. So that's the context. We can't, the bar for kids is just so much lower. All right, more wild predictions coming out of our health experts. I don't know if you guys remember this clip, but before COVID hit, Dr. Fauci had said, I think in around 2017 or 18, that Trump was going to deal with a surprise outbreak, surprise disease. How do they know this shit? I mean, it's called a surprise for a reason, right? How would you know that? So in November 21, apparently, 2021, they were talking about how we're going to have a monkeypox outbreak coming. So once again, we are looking into apparently monkeypox. This is the new thing that's coming out. I don't even know what the hell monkeypox is. I don't want monkeypox at all. But yeah, these guys are really, really good at predicting what's going on. Joe Rogan, Twitter has been curated by a bunch of dorks. He's gained 700,000 followers since Musk made the purchase. What's funny about this is like apparently when they try to cancel Joe Rogan's podcast on Spotify, he gains like 1 million new listeners or something, some crazy number. And from there, he made millions of dollars. I mean, he got richer. See, that's the thing. When you try to cancel the right, we band together and show support. And we like Goya. The CEO of Goya came out in support of Trump. They tried to cancel Goya. So what happened? All the conservatives and Latinos bought more Goya, and they overcame the left boycott. So Goya actually did better in sales. It's kind of hilarious. Same thing happened with Joe Rogan. They try to cancel him, and he's pretty much immune to it, which is pretty awesome. So this just goes to show you what side of the aisle Twitter is on, if we don't know by now. If you guys have not watched the Project Veritas videos, I strongly recommend you do that. And I'm going to show you guys something really funny about Project Veritas videos. So Project Veritas, go to their page real quick. So you guys have probably seen this.
Why are you running away from us? I'm James O'Keefe. I'm on the street in New York City trying to talk to this Twitter executive. Out for a jog on the streets of New York. Okay, talking about.
So what's crazy is, and I didn't want to bring this up sooner, but you see this guy on the left, the Twitter executive. I actually used to work with this guy back in New York City. Isn't that crazy? We were colleagues at an advertising agency. So when I saw this video and I heard his name, I was just like, this can't be the same dude, but it is. It's actually the guy that I know. So I personally know him. I think we might have some photos together from 15 years ago, but it's just crazy that he ended up being the Twitter executive that got caught by Project Veritas. Pretty wild stuff. But I do know the guy, so it's pretty interesting. Here's another update for you guys. Apparently, 1/3 of the U.S. population is going to have to mask up again in public indoor settings. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't own a mask anymore. Like, I just don't own one. I did have to wear one yesterday for about 10 minutes. 2 days ago at the airport in Mexico, they still mandated it at the airports here. It's really weird. Like, I got off the plane, no mask the whole time. But as soon as I got to the terminal, they're like, it's mandatory here. And I'm like, when are you going to drop this, Mexico? Come on. Like, when are we going to move on? When are we going to move on? So I did wear one yesterday, but besides that, you don't have to wear them anywhere else here. You know, I last year when I was here, I had to wear them at Oxxo's, which is like the 7-Eleven of Mexico. No more. You'll still see a lot of employees wearing them. I think maybe it's mandated for some of them. I don't know, because I see some not wearing it. But you don't have to wear a mask in Mexico at all. And for those of you wondering, you don't need the vaccine to come into this country. You don't even need a test to come into the country. So I did not take a COVID test. I'm not vaccinated, and I don't have to wear a mask. So coming to Mexico right now, super normal experience. Let me see what else we got. And then I have my Lives of TikTok for you guys. But let me read some comments before I get into that. Let's pull in some comments. Let me see what we got here. Tony Spicer says Trump is a good man. If that kid was me, I would be crying, thanking them for not aborting me so I could live a life. Abortion should be common sense. No. These crazy people with a ton of money want to kill us. It's kind of obvious by now. Politicians selling the USA are getting paid by 1%ers. Gates and Soros and many more want to eliminate most humans and rule the world. Pelosi's morticians must have a special set of skills. Let's see. Yes, they are sending formula down to the border. Yeah, I mean, the border they're stocked up on formula. Not only that, but if you're an illegal immigrant, you get free cell phones, you get stocked up formula, and no vaccine mandates. They never had those. So you could just come to the country, and they usually will give you a bus ticket to the city of your choice across this country. Must be nice. I should probably sneak in with the other Mexicans across the border when I come back to the U.S. So that way I don't have to go through anything. And then I can just tell them what city I want to go to. I'll be like, can you give me a bus ticket to Orlando, please? And they'll do it. I'll probably get a VIP coach ticket. We're not at war, we're at wars. Prison Mike's right. We are fighting many wars right now on different fronts. And you know what's crazy? There was the Mexican girl I went out with tonight. She literally said to me, she goes, America entered a war when they removed the sitting president from Twitter. That's what she said to me. She said when you guys took down your sitting president from Twitter, she's like, that's when you knew you were in a civil war. I said, damn, I said, this girl is freaking based patriot. Yeah, it's really strange how much support there's happening for Trump around the world. I mean, people are waking up across the world. They defend Ukraine like it's an imperfect country with the same rights as U.S. I don't want to read too much of those comments because YouTube actually has policies that you can't speak too much against Ukraine in any possible way. But I will say what's interesting is that historically, a lot of the mainstream media did report about corruption across the world. And Ukraine often made that list of corrupt governments. So, you know, it's just interesting how the narrative has gone from X to Y. And, you know, when that happens, it just makes it interesting, you know. Thank you, Ray Studios. Appreciate the super chat sticker. Adam used to listen to Alan Watt. He's very real. My pronouns are pendejo, chico, guapo. Oh, that's funny. Bring back Fear Factor in 2024. Hell yeah. Trump planned for people to see. That's the one thing that Trump did is like, I never care about politics, but through supporting Trump and seeing all the bullshit he had to deal with, it woke me the hell up. And now look at me, guys. I'm sitting here in Mexico at freaking 1 a.m. wearing a MAGA hat, trying to share the truth and spread the word. So this is all because of Trump. This is all because of Trump. Trump train, baby. That's right. Trump is still draining the swamp. Politicians are too busy screwing America to notice. Let's see what else we got. Shout out to Prison Mike. My wife and 2 daughters and my wife's sister all unvaxxed. Hell yeah. We're never going to be forced to get a shot. No, they tried really hard, though. The people of the world are waking up. Freedom prevails over control and tax slavery. Yeah, that's the one reason why I don't want to have kids in America, because I don't want my kids to be beholden to the U.S. tax system for the rest of their life. So I will have kids. Blazed Bob, I was never in Buffalo. Tara was in Buffalo streaming on my channel. Again, I don't do riot chasing. That's not my thing. That's Tara's thing. She loves to be around Tara from Poem Brotherhood. She likes to be where Antifa is, and she likes to be on the streets. And as you guys know, Tara's been assaulted before. She's had a few of them arrested before. So good on her. I personally, here's the issue. I have my dogs with me all the time, so I don't want to bring my dogs into a riot, and I don't want anybody to attack me, and then I have to defend myself, and then I risk getting my dogs injured. And here's the thing. When Tara was in New York, you guys might not remember this, but when Tara went to New York, she was assaulted by some skateboard people. Like they hit her with a skateboard in the back of her head. And, you know, Tara is a woman who doesn't really know how to fight, just being honest. It is what it is. And here's the article. Here it is. 2 busted for dirty diaper attack on conservative reporter. So that's Tara the day she got attacked by. Here's the video.
I'm asking her, can I ask her a few questions?
I just said it. Whoa, stop it.
She's a Nazi. She's a fucking Nazi. She's a fucking Nazi. She supports Trump. She supports Trump. Why you protect her? She supports Trump. She's a pro-Trump.
So there you've seen she she got hit with the skateboard in the back of the head twice there, and a grown man was saying things to her like, "I'll knock you out, I'll knock you out." Here's the problem: if I was in Tara's spot there, I would probably try to protect myself and fight back. You know, you hit. I'm first of all, I'm stronger than most guys out there. Like, I'm not a bodybuilder, but compared to the average man, just the average guy that walking down the street, I'm stronger than them when it comes to strength. That's just the reality. Am I that big? No, I'm not that big, but I'm stronger than the average person. I'm still not elite strength, not at all, but just the average person. So if somebody hit me in the head with a skateboard, and let's say my dogs were not with me, I would probably go try to get the skateboard out of his hand. I probably would be able to effectively grab it. And the whole time I'd be hoping they didn't have a weapon on them. Now, if they had a weapon, a knife or a gun, I'd be fucked. But if it came down to who can grab the skateboard and get it out of someone's hands, I probably would win. I'd be able to pull it out of that guy's hand. And what I would do is I'd probably take the skateboard and use it back as a weapon and crack it over his head. Now it's a fucking crapshoot. He might, if I hit him in the wrong way or the right way, however you want to call it, he could actually get pretty mortally injured, like pretty bad. And now all of a sudden, I'm responsible. So to me, I'm a man of peace. I want to avoid violence at all costs. I don't want to put myself in that situation. I don't want to be in a situation where I have to defend myself. I'd rather just avoid the conflict altogether. So, with that said, I don't go to that kind of coverage. I stay out of it. I'm here in Mexico where I had a nice dinner tonight. I had a nice bacon cheeseburger. I had an orange mineral drink. I had some beautiful dessert. Oh my God, my dessert tonight, guys, was fucking spectacular. Let me show you a photo of my dessert. Oh, the girl texted me. She said, "Thank you for dinner. I had such a good time. You're really fun." Looks like I might be able to see her again, guys. She was a nice girl. So this was my dessert. So good. It was a strawberry and mango parfait. Look at that, guys. Look at that. That's like a very healthy dessert because it was yogurt, mangoes, strawberries, and pecans. And then my cheeseburger. I had a bacon cheeseburger. This is my bacon cheeseburger that I had tonight. Look at that burger, guys. For those of you who don't know, I am a burger connoisseur. Right there, I'm a burger connoisseur. So I had a great fucking burger. And the cool thing about being in Mexico is everything is so cheap. So I took this girl on a date, right? We had 2 burgers, 2 bacon cheeseburgers. She had a beer. She also had a carajillo, which is like a coffee cocktail. I had my orange drink. I had a cappuccino. We had 2 desserts. So think about that. We had all that food, and it was $50. $50. So that's the thing I like about being in Mexico is like, and being in developing countries in general. Like you go on dates, nice dates too. It doesn't break the bank. So you could take more shots and more opportunities, and you can go to nicer restaurants. Like if I took her to the same restaurant in, let's say, Florida, that meal probably been about $175. If I took her to that same meal in New York, probably about $250 for that. So in New York, every time you go out, you're really dropping fucking pretty penny. So you end up wasting a lot of money on bad dates. But when you come to the developing countries, your exposure financially is so much lower that you don't feel as disappointed when the things don't work out, because it's not like if I go out on a date and I'm spending like $1,000 on a dinner and I don't get some, that's really shitty feeling. It's like, what the hell did I spend my money on? I could have just gone on Craigslist or something, right? So, but when you're out here in Mexico and you spend $50 and you close or don't close, it's like whatever, you had nice company for a little bit. But it looks like I'll be seeing her again, boys. So, that'll be fun. But you guys know what I'm looking for. I'm looking to go to the Philippines and procreate there. Up until then, I'm not looking to procreate here in the U.S. or in Mexico, even though she's a great girl. All right. With that said, this is the guy that I ran into tonight here in Mexico. For those of you who didn't see, he's got on a Trump hat. He is a local Mexican. There you go. And he's the gentleman that told me that he gets a lot of hate because of the hat that he wears. But he said Trump is the man. Trump is the right man for the world, and he's right. Let me show you my newest TikTok from today, guys. I think this TikTok video is pretty cool. I don't want to tell you what it is because I don't need YouTube's to censor me. But you guys can watch it. Here we go. Let me pull this up for you. I have not been uploaded to TikTok lately. There it is.
I'm not telling you guys what to do here, but if you happen to want ivermectin, just go to Mexico. It's over the counter. So if you need ivermectin, just book a trip. Go to any pharmacy and have a ball.
Have a ball. So that price there, by the way, guys, is not $108. You don't know how many comments I got here where everybody was just like, oh, that's my girl. Everybody was like, $108, $108. See, look, four pills for $108. What the fuck? See, they were charging $100. No, come on, guys. It's in freaking pesos. So that's about $5 US. So, guys, I'm gonna we've been on now for about 45 minutes. And if you guys have any questions before I take off for the night, let me know. Now's your time to drop them in the comments. Any questions or super chats you want to throw out there? Be my guest. But I would say, what country should I procreate in? I would say anywhere but the USA, in my opinion. I'll just say, if you're an American man, as soon as you leave America, you're going to be more desirable everywhere you go because you're going to be a novelty. You'll become the foreigner. So you go to Europe, you go to Asia, you go anywhere, you are automatically going to be able to command more beautiful women with less effort and most likely less money than you'll need in the US. It's just the bottom line. I never understand men who are from America and then marry an American girl and never explored the world. Because I'm telling you guys, I'm sure some of you are American guys married to American women and it's working out for you, and that's great, and I'm happy for you. I'm talking about in average generalities. But when I go to places like Vietnam, which I'm going to be going to next, I date women that I can never get in America. I'm just being honest with you guys. I date chicks in Vietnam that are so hot, okay? And they're not escorts or anything like that. They're just like regular chicks. And they are so hot. And a lot of them have, I don't know about how you guys feel about this, a lot of them have implants, which I am really into. I'm really into that. I'll show you an example of one right now. Let me pull up. I want to get one where you can't see her face just because I don't know if she'd want me to, I don't know. She seems like actually, she's the kind of girl that doesn't really give a shit if I show you her face or not. All right, I'll show you this girl I dated in Vietnam. You know what? I don't want to show you guys her username. Let me just take some screenshots. Did I get it? Okay, I got it on a screen. Let me get a few more screenshots for you boys. Just to show you the quality of girls you can get in Vietnam. And she's a great girl too. Great girl. How do I share? Shit. This is gonna be. You know what? I'll do it off my iPhone, guys. Stay with me. I'm just gonna to give you a sample. All right, just to give you a sample of. Just to give you a sample. Hold on. I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Come on, Wi-Fi. Let's go. God, I'm making you guys wait a long time for this photo, aren't I? It might be worth it. It might be worth it, or maybe not. Who knows? Okay, there she is. Let me pull up that photo. Yeah, this girl was a shot of life, my friends. This girl was a shot of life. Here we go. Here you go. You boys ready? I don't think I have any girls in this room anyway today. Let's see. Can you see that? There you go, guys. Look at that. Oh, perfection. Freaking body out of a freaking porno. Oh yeah, it does look a little weird. Look, guys. See, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, this was just a girl I matched with on Tinder, and then we just went out. We went out for. This is the dress she actually wore on our date right here. This is the dress she wore on our date. That's the dress she wore on the date, just like that. Boom. See, look at that. Super attractive girl, and like that's the kind of girls you could date as an American man. Like these girls are just they're in reason for you to get. But if I were to try to get the equivalent of her in the US, you got to be like a man of status, celebrity, a baller, you got to sugar daddy her, you got to just like pour a lot. It's just the reality. It's just the reality of the way it works here. So to me it's like, why would I live in the US where I got to spend a lot of money, beg for a 7 or an 8, and spend a lot of time. And meanwhile, most likely she's not even really acting that feminine because she probably has a career and she's probably picked up a lot of masculine traits because of modern feminism. Why deal with all that? Why? I just don't understand that. So to me, I'd rather go overseas to a developing country where progressive feminism has not completely overtaken these women's minds yet, where the women are still feminine, where the women will still happily, we each have our roles and we can fall into that blueprint much easier. And you don't have to spend as much money just because the cost of living, and you become more desirable because you're the foreign dude. And usually, because I lift weights, I'm average size in America, but I'm much bigger than most men when I go overseas, unless I'm in like a bodybuilding area. So I just don't get why guys who are single and struggling in the US don't get up, pack their bags, and move overseas for a little bit and find a woman somewhere else. The only advice I will say, though, is if you do choose to do that, don't bring your foreign girl back to America with you, because then you'll see how rich or poor you really are. Because you see all these American dudes or like these European dudes, they go to Thailand, right? And they'll take their girlfriend, their Thai girlfriends, to like the 4-star resorts on the beach, and the resorts are like $100 a night. So these dudes are like, bawling because they're like, yo, I could take my girl to 4-star resorts. And the Thai women, for them, it's a luxury because they can't afford $100 a night. So now you're all at these fancy places, and then you're like, hey, baby, I love you so much. Why don't you call me back to US? Now she's excited because she thinks that her quality of life is going to be that 5-star resort in America. She thinks that you're going to be staying at the Ritz-Carlton, the Fontainebleau, but the $100 a night hotel in Pattaya or in Thailand is a super motel in the middle of nowhere in America for the same price. So she's going to be used to Ritz-Carlton quality, and you're only going to actually be able to afford Super 8 motels. So then she's just going to be like, this guy's not wealthy. And she's going to see actual real wealth in America, and then you're screwed because you exposed her. So never bring your foreign girls back to the country that you're from, okay? If you find a chick in the Philippines, sure, you can come to the U.S. to travel and visit, but you stay in the Philippines as much as possible, okay? That is my advice for all of you men out there. So we will see what happens in my life in the next couple of years. Hopefully I end up in the Philippines soon, or Vietnam. We don't know. We'll see. But anyway, guys, that's the updates for today. I want to thank all 23 of you that joined tonight, as always. Spread the word about my show, about my channel. I want all of you to tell one friend tonight about Adam Francisco's channel. Say next time he goes live, or post a video, check him out, guys, because and we'll talk. You guys can ask whatever questions you want about any topic. It doesn't have to just be politics. We could talk about anything you guys want. You know that. I think next episode, I think I'll talk to you guys about a new app that I discovered called StepIn. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, StepIn, but it's a cryptocurrency app where you make money just from walking. And this girl I know, she invested $13,000. I met her today. She said she's already made about 30 grand from the app because she walks about 2 hours a day. Really interesting stuff. And I really want to drill in a little bit to the app a little bit more. It's called StepIn. And I have an account now. I haven't really made any purchases yet, but you know, I might become a StepIn influencer. We'll see what happens there. You can thank all of us. You can thank us by sending us all $200. I really wish I could. If the crypto was pumping, I would send you all $100. But unfortunately, these days, the pockets are a little thin because of Joe Biden's America. And Joe Biden has really done a number on my portfolio. So thanks again, Joe Biden. I appreciate you. I love you so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, smash that thumbs up. Again, tell a friend, please. I need word of mouth here. Tell a friend about my channel. I need more subscribers. So make sure you get your friends to subscribe to me. And I will see you guys sometime tomorrow for Sunday Fun Day. All right, guys. Have a good night. God bless all of you. Whoever leaves comments, I'll put them up on the screen as the closing music plays. So this is your time to shine, guys. Be free, my sheeple. Let's go, Brandon.